I've covered University of Utah basketball for 25 years, from a Final Four team to several Sweet 16s. But this year's team was special, unique. Coach Rick Majerus had them playing together like no Utah team in the past quarter century. A team together.
I remember sold-out arenas. I remember the enthusiasm, the infectiousness.
Being a first-year program, I think we have like a chip on our shoulder.
This is the phrase we're going to say, next play, next play. Keep playing, okay?
The hope is Coach Jensen will bring that atmosphere back to the U of U again.
We got some competitive guys, man. It get competitive, it get chippy.
It's a lot about legacy. It's about continuing that tradition.
And you better believe it, Utah is in the national championship game.
What my father was a huge fan of basketball.
So he could have put his name and his money anywhere, and he chose to do that at the University of Utah.
Getting myself to the next level, I feel like this is the best place for me to be.
And we think it's going to be the beginning of a renaissance of Utah basketball.
All right, team together on three. 1, 2, 3. Team together.
Yeah, our father really loved basketball. He coached us at a very young age. He obviously played it himself up through college. And as he integrated himself here at Utah when he moved here, being part of college basketball was a priority to him.
I think my dad would say at the time, and I think he would say today, that it was and has been and always will be an honor and a privilege to be associated with Utah basketball and the John and Huntsman Center.
We know of the love that he had for that building and care, and so we're just proud to be able to carry on his legacy because it's a sacred building, what happens in there.
And I think the whole naming thing, I don't think he ever expected it. He made his first large donation, I remember it was in the late 80s, to the University of Utah. And I think at that point it was the largest donation in history of the school. And so they said, we want to put your name on the largest structure, which was the Special Event Center. And I think he was so taken back and caught off guard, that wasn't something that he demanded or even expected, that he actually doubled the size of his donation just because he felt like that was too much for him. And so his donation, although it was big, he doubled it just because he felt he needed to do that, because of the recognition he was receiving. He was very humbled by that and very honored.
What a great day to be alive. Another day to get better in basketball. Another day of playing a sport that we love. Let's get right, man.
One more shot. Here we go, Alvin. Go catch.
You might cut, and what's Jakai? Cut all the way to the rim, then what? If you don't get it, keep going, right? So your man.
I'll say what sold me is Coach Jensen. I feel like he's gonna put me in the best possibility to get to where I want to go, and then also just the team that we have. I've known a lot of the guys, outside of just coming here. I know I met a lot of them before even, being at Utah, played with a lot of them. So that was another thing.
The pitch I got mainly was just, it felt like a family-oriented situation coming in here. My family enjoyed the visit. I enjoyed the visit mainly. And I feel like Wes, Coach Chill, Coach Jensen, and the rest of the staff can make my dreams come true and take me to the next level. They got an NBA background, working with a lot of pros and just knowing what it takes to be at the level that they did coach at. So that kind of intrigued me for sure.
You said it, you cut, you're coming off, you leave a shot. Right, so he's gonna cut, 2 might go with him. Come off, good shot.
Rip. Come on.
Yep.
My first memory of meeting John Huntsman, I think, was probably dinner at his house in Park City, which we used to do every year. With he and his wife Karen, Coach Majerus would take the team up there and we'd have a dinner. You know, usually in the fall after we'd started practices before we started the official games. You know, coming back as coach now, I always kind of knew it, but as we're trying to build things here, I realized that John and his family, the Huntsman family, or how much they mean to the program, how much they meant to the program. It's kind of like the heart and soul of the program.
Headed to the church office building to talk to Elder Raz Band. I know he was tight with John Huntsman Sr. and attended a lot of games with him. And it's kind of the theme of this episode is kind of what John Huntsman and his family have meant for Utah basketball for a long, long time.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm just going to show you some pictures, okay? This is back in our early days of building our company. This is a trip we took around the world with Rick Majerus.
Yeah.
And I've got one of the few pictures of him in a suit. So, my relationship with the Huntsmans goes back to 1973. Well, from a community standpoint, it meant everything. I mean, once John found some areas in his life that he was passionate about, you could not deter him from those passions. And the Runnin' Utes was one of his passions. During his era, there was no one bigger as far as a sponsor fan than John and Karen Huntsman.
It was the excitement of going to those games, and my dad was busy, so I knew when it was game time, it was also dad time. It was family time. It was time for us to go with the family where we could cheer, we could laugh. It was just fun to walk into that arena. It was something about the fluorescent lights and, the crowd walking around, the top of the arena and going to your seats and, feeling the excitement that it was game time. And to me, that also meant family time, which I loved.
So as a kid, I loved going to the basketball games because I knew that was a daddy-daughter time. And we would always hold hands walking down the steps. And it was always, I loved sitting with my dad and seeing him be excited about Utah playing and cheering with him in the stands. It was just a really special thing that we all shared together.
The Utes are cutting down the net. The Utes have won the West Atlantic Conference
Good shots. Corner, who corner? Hey, I'm here. Hey, Chef. Whoa, I'm low. We here.
It's like Ed, remember Ed Reed from Utah, Peyton Manning?
Yeah.
You knew the play and you went like this. Remember that? Yeah. Like you can do that. Like you can maybe get in a little bit earlier. And don't be like you just bait him into it. And then you realize you see both. And that's
they're just big on, they're turning us into pros. So I said they're really just big on just the little stuff.
Workout's been very detailed, been very intense. I've just been focusing on just the little things and just making sure that we stay consistent with the little things.
So you're spaced in the corner. You go to pitch it. I'm watching. You gotta time it up. Does that make sense? Ball's over there. I'm not running with this guy. And you get here early and you have vision, you might fall into a steal. But that can't happen if you're not here early.
I think the first day since we all came on campus, our chemistry clicked.
Yes, sir, and there you go, Alvin. Talk here, lock, Alvin. Not down. Boom. Yeah, son. Hi, Al. Let's go, TP.
It's all just, the bond that we have off the court is the biggest thing, we're always just chilling, you know, watching. Even when it was the finals, we was all watching the finals at, you know, each of the houses and stuff like that. So I feel like the bond just off the court is pretty good.
Just seeing how other guys play, what they like to do, learning each other, learning like the things coach, like his biggest principles and stuff like that, and how you want to play, and just getting after it and competing as well, and just learning to play with each other. So it's been really good.
Just the joy and excitement, seeing a highly competitive and a team that was built around teamwork, and it just showed on the court how well they really loved each other, how well they loved playing together, how much they'd mastered the fundamentals of basketball. We were really spoiled many years ago in terms of the level and the quality of basketball that we were exposed to.
You know, we'd watch the games every chance we could, and it was really a lot of fun. And, you know, it was fun to be connected to a winning program. I think everyone wants to, you know, I think success is contagious, and everyone wants to be a part of a winning program. And it was a really fun period, you know, for Utah basketball.
What do I remember most about John Huntsman? You know, as time has gone by, I often compare a lot of people to him. I don't think there was a better man that did a lot of things behind the scenes. He didn't want any credit for it, and you know, he was really the driving force behind the basketball program.
It's always surreal to drive by one of the most iconic buildings in the Valley and to see your father's name on it.
And that was his first large gift, and to put his name on a building, it was something that he was really proud of.
But that was just the beginning of a much larger relationship. I think that through basketball, he got to know the leaders at the University of Utah.
I think that partnership that he had with the University of Utah was a big decision maker for him to bring, you know, to start the Huntsman Cancer Institute here in Utah.
Which today is the largest genetic research cancer hospital in the entire world, and one of the most reputable cancer centers anywhere in the world.
As president of our foundation, most of our money that we give out to society is still going to the University of Utah for cancer and for mental health and a lot of other important causes that the university is involved in. So it's a very important relationship, and it all started with basketball, but it's certainly grown and expanded beyond basketball.
So that legacy and tradition has continued because of the amazing partnership that the University of Utah brings.
Watching him leave this impact, going around with him and talking about the importance of making things better if you can, and trying to make a positive difference in someone's life. And it's really an honor and a privilege for me and for my siblings, for us as a family, to continue that legacy that he taught us.
They need community support. They need the sponsors and the alumni to get back behind this team once again. And if there's anybody that can do it, it's Coach Jensen.
I think if my dad were alive today, he would be thrilled about this new era, Alex Jensen era that we're entering.
It's the opportunity to just be able to go out and compete with a group of guys that I know that have a lot of good skill, a group of guys that I know that stay in the gym, work hard.
I feel like this team can, you know, really change the program around.